Welcome back, friends. I'm so sorry that I was not here last week. It's just how things worked out, but I'm back today and I'll be posting a second video today and double the videos this week. So today, Wednesday, you'll get two, tomorrow, you'll get two, and Friday, you'll get two videos from me. One video of the wild robot and another video of the wild robot escapes. Uh, so hopefully that makes up for it. Sorry about that. Also, if you hear a lot of jingle jangling in the background, I have both of my dogs with me today. One of them you can kind of see. That's Stella. Right now, our second dog that actually I don't think I've introduced to you is lying on the couch, but I'm sure that he will hear a squirrel or see a bird out of the window and start barking at some point. So hopefully it's not too distracting. If it is, I apologize. Again, I'm not a professional. I'm just here to spend some time with you and read an awesome book. Today we are continuing The Wild Robot with Chapter 50, The Button. Bright Bill was thinking about the small button on the back of his mother's head. His mother was thinking about it too. They couldn't stop wondering what would happen if the button were pressed. And on one day, they decided it was time to find out. Roz sat on the floor of the nest. Her son nervously stood on a stone behind her. I am ready when you are, said the robot. Okay, said the gosling. Here we go. Bright Bill took a deep breath. Click. Roz's body relaxed. Her quiet whirring slowly stopped. Her eyes faded to black. Mama, can you hear me? There was no answer. Bright Bill waddled around and looked at his mother's face. Her strange spark of life had gone out. The gosling had never felt more alone. He was ready to switch her back on, but what if she didn't wake up? Or what if she woke up different? The gosling was afraid to press the button. And he was afraid not to press the button. Bright Bill took a deep breath. Click. Roz's body tensed. Her quiet whirring slowly started. Her eyes began to glow. Mama, can you hear me? Hello, I am Rosum Unit 7134, but you may call me Roz. The robot spoke these words automatically, in a language that Brightbill didn't understand. His little heart raced as his worst fears seemed to be coming true. But a moment later, her familiar voice returned, and the robot said in the language of the animals, Hello, son. How long was I out? It seemed like only an instant to me. You were out for a few minutes, said the gosling as he hugged his mother, but it seemed like forever to me. Chapter 51, The Autumn. The days were getting shorter, the air was getting crisper, and one morning Roz walked out to find a layer of frost in the garden. Autumn had come to the island. The tree leaves, which had been green for the robot's entire life, turned yellow and orange and red. Then they let go of their branches and floated down to the ground. And the forest gradually filled with the sounds of creatures scurrying through the dead leaves. Tree nuts were also falling, thunking onto robots and rocks, and occasionally clanging off the robot. The smell of flowers faded as blossoms withered. All the rich scents and colors of the island were fading away. The animals were also changing. Furry animals were growing more fur. Feathery animals were growing more feathers. Scaly animals were starting to look for new homes. Yerp, it's cooling off, croaked one frog to another. Before long, it'll be time for sleeping. Yerp, I better get looking for a good hole, croaked the second frog. Have you found one yet? Nah, croaked the first frog. I'll look for a hole next week. For now, I'm going to enjoy the warm sunlight while it lasts. Yerp. Many of the island animals were already thinking about their winter hibernation. Frogs, bees, snakes, and even bears would soon disappear and spend the next few months resting out of sight. And then there were the birds. Some birds, like owls and woodpeckers, would spend the winter nesting and eating the island's few remaining edibles. But the migratory birds were preparing for the long journey south to their warm wintering grounds. And among the birds destined to leave were the geese. Chapter 52, The Flock. Brightbill slowly waddled into the nest. He had a confused look on his face. Mama, the other goslings said that we have to leave the island soon, and we won't return for months and months. Is that true? That is true, said Roz. You know that geese migrate south for the winter. Will you migrate with us? Said Brightbill. I cannot fly. Hold on, I'm sorry. Here's the new pup. This is Tito. Um, you might hear him a bit today. He's a bit more camera shy than his sister. But this is Tito. Say hi, Tito. And this is Stella. This is who you just probably heard barking in the background. She loves the camera. She gets jealous when I record. You might remember hearing her barking sounds back from the lockdown days. She was featured in many of my read aloud videos because she would get jealous and have to sit on my lap. So she's who is barking. Hopefully no more interruptions, and if there are, then I'll just work through them. But sorry for the interruptions. Wanted to introduce you to the little troublemakers, but let's get back into it. All right. Brightbill was asking Roz if she was going to migrate with them. I cannot fly or swim, so I will spend the winter here on the island. Can I stay with you? I do not think that is a good idea. I think you should migrate with the flock. How long will the migration take? Said Brightbill. Where will we fly? When will we come home? I do not know, said Roz. Let us go ask the others. And so the robot and the gosling walked around the pond to where Loudwing and her friends were chatting. Hello, everyone, said Roz. Brightbill has some questions about the flock's upcoming migration. And we'd be happy to answer them, said Loudwing. What would you like to know, little one? How long will the migration take? Said Brightbill. Where will we fly? When will we come home? It'll take us a couple of weeks to fly south, said Loudwing, depending on the weather. We'll join the other flocks at a beautiful lake in the middle of the great sprawling field, said another goose. And we'll come back to the island after 4 or 5 months, said someone else, depending on the weather. As they walked back to the nest, Brightbill said to his mother, Lately I've been feeling this strong urge to fly, not just around the pond or the island, but to go on a long flight, a journey. Those are your instincts, said the robot. All animals have instincts. They help you to survive. Do you have instincts? Said the gosling. I do have instincts. They also help me survive. My instincts are definitely telling me to fly south for the winter, said Brightbill. I just wish you could join us. I'm going to worry about you while I'm away. Do not worry. I will be fine, said Roz. How bad could the winter be? Thank you for joining me today, and I will be posting another video shortly. Thank you.